Hello, hello. Welcome to the live. I see people are joining. Hello. So I do want to start out by letting you all know that I'm going to be going through this ritual for tonight, but I also planned on providing psychic readings, mediumship readings, since it is Halloween, Samhain. The veil is extremely thin, so I figured let's go ahead and give some people some readings as well. Hello, hello to all who have joined. Thank you so much. When I feel like a few more people have joined, I'm going to go ahead and start explaining the ritual. I have a few things written down in my notes. Now, if you would like a reading, just go ahead and comment below. Like I said, I'm going to explain the ritual, how you do it, how you proceed with it. I'm going to be doing this later tonight. It is 11 p.m. here, but after I'm done with the live stream, I'm going to finish the ritual on my own, not on camera, but I will be doing it for the collective. So I've never done a live on TikTok. Normally I am live on YouTube. It's been quite a while since I've done live streams. Life really got in the way. If you're a follower or a subscriber, you sort of understand about the life that we've had in the last close to 2 years. But yeah, things are more stable now, better now, and we're getting back to being able to do the live streams. I'm just trying to figure out how it is here because I see all these people joining, but I'm not seeing, on the top here, it shows me my viewer count and it says there's only 2 people in here, but I've seen so many people join already, so I'm not quite sure. I will repost this, however it works, so that you can see the video. I'll post it to my Facebook as well, as long as I can figure out how to transfer it over there. And then also my YouTube channel. All right, so like I said, tonight is a very, very strong, powerful night in the, I guess, psychic witchcraft community, which I am part of. I am over 6 generations deep in both gifts, witchcraft and psychic mediumship abilities. I've always had these gifts. I've taken the time to really, truly develop them. I'm pretty well known in the psychic community for my work with law enforcement, FBI people, families, locating missing people, solving cold cases. I do a lot of work all day long for the psychic community in my business, and then in my second job, I work on a phone line. We won't mention which one because I'm not technically supposed to. But let's go ahead and start since I do see so many people here. Hello, welcome. Thank you for showing up. Tonight, I wanted to show you this powerful Samhain release ritual. Samhain's a great time to release what you're fearing, what is holding you back, what is causing you to feel like you can't make it in life, how you can't move forward when you get stuck. Right now is the amazing time to release because tomorrow is the 111 portal. I know it's 11/1, November 1st. It's also a new moon. There's a ton of astrological events happening tomorrow, and it's an incredibly powerful day. So I plan to come back tomorrow as well to do a manifestation ritual for all of you, along with some readings. So I have a script, and I'm going to try to stick to it, but I kind of like this fly by the seat of my pants as well. So tonight we're here to shed the burdens of our past and make way for a new chapter of abundance and possibility. Before we begin, I'd like everybody here to take a deep breath. Know that you're safe. Set an intention to release any energy that's been holding you back. So in this ritual, I use 2 candles, a black candle and a white candle. First, we light the black candle. When we light this black candle, we imagine that it is there to absorb all of the negativity, all of the negative energy in our lives. So we light that black candle and we think and we process all of this negativity, anything at all that could possibly be holding us back. And I want you all to take the time to write it out. Really, really concentrate on getting the negativity out. Get anything that blocks you, even if you think it's minute, get it out. Write it on this piece of paper. Now, if you have the opportunity, go ahead and burn that paper when we're ready. If not, we will go ahead and release it another way. But let me get back to the script so I don't kind of confuse everybody. So we light our black candle. This symbolizes clearing and protection. I like to say this little incantation when I am. With this flame, we create a space of safety and intention for release. I do like to make sure I've done a grounding meditation, and I wanted to walk you through a very quick one, something you can use to concentrate on so that you can quickly ground yourself so that you can be protected. Close your eyes and feel your feet on the ground. Picture roots extending from you into the earth. Feel the stability and support beneath you, allowing any negativity to flow out and into the earth to be transmuted. I like to then take some deep breaths, release the tension throughout my body, and then I just like to sit for however long it feels comfortable. Sometimes it's very quick. Sometimes I like to sit in the moment, sit in the energy, feel the real energy of the earth coming up into me and the negativity pouring out of me. Now I'd like, if you're going to participate, I want you to write down and release on a piece of paper. This is a little bit different than the negativity. I want you to write. It doesn't have to follow this exactly. Be honest with yourself. No one will see this but you. Write down every thought, feeling, or memory that no longer serves you for your highest good. So what I wrote down, what I want to manifest for tomorrow, I'm going to share it with you today. My biggest obstacle in life right now is my fear of abundance, my fear of making it big and being able to feel comfortable with my finances. You can go back through my stories here or on YouTube. We spent close to a year with 5 kids in a tent, between a van and a tent, and our 2 cats. We traveled across the country. Our van broke down in North Carolina, and that's where we ended up staying. We ended up not being able to leave here. We lived in a tent here for a very long time, and now we're in a house, finally in a house for about a year. So that's an amazing blessing. But because of that experience, I have become fearful of success because it was really, really coming to me. It was really pouring in. And then all of a sudden our world was ripped out from underneath us. The house we were living in, the person who owned it decided to sell it. There's nothing we could do. Didn't matter that we were paying rent on time, early every month, sometimes several months ahead. It didn't matter. So we were just stuck with nothing. So what I've written here, it's just an example. You don't have to have it exactly like this, but it is something I'll write in the caption, or I'll post it separately. For me, I wrote, I am in complete financial ease. Every month, my rent and bills are paid in full. and on time effortlessly. My income is abundant and my expenses are perfectly aligned. I am grateful for this financial stability and peace of mind. I no longer fear success and stability. I no longer fear having everything I need. I no longer fear and reject abundance from my life. I welcome it warmly and with open arms. So what I'm going to do with that is there's two different ways to release this. You can do the fire method, which I mentioned. You take this piece of paper, you meditate on it, you send it to the universe, and then you say, I release all of these fears and I accept all of this into my life. Now, this can be tweaked. It doesn't have to be for abundance. It can be for love. It can be for self-love. It can be for any aspect of your life where you feel like you're lacking. It can just be in general, for your life in general, where you feel like, okay, I need to tweak this a little bit. You can burn that. As the paper burns, imagine all of that being released to the universe. I personally like to take the ashes, take them outside, and allow the wind to take them. That scatters them, that brings the manifestation to the universe to me. Now, if you're in a place where you can't have smoke, or you can't burn, or you don't have like privacy enough outside to go ahead and, start a fire or burn something, there is a water release I like to do. I take that paper and I rip it into as many small pieces as I possibly can, and I get that aggression out, and I just completely destroy it, and you release it into a bowl of water. And you take this water and you stir it, and you do it counterclockwise to release, and then you stir it clockwise to bring in the abundance that you are now allowing into your life. And you let that water sit. And it's very good to let it sit under a new moon or a full moon to allow the moon's energy absorbed into it. And then I release that to the earth. Paper is biodegradable. If you don't want to have paper on the earth, go ahead and pick it up after. That's fine. But the water, release it. The earth will absorb that negativity and remove it from you. So with this ritual, we have learned to shed what no longer serves us. So as we sleep tonight, we allow a new lightness to fill ourselves, to open to whatever the universe has in store. So me personally, after a ritual like this, I like to take a shower, a bath, something to get the energy off of me. And then before I go to sleep, I set the intention. I ask my higher self, my spirit guides, to come in, help make this ritual happen, help remove all the negativity, and fill me with new light and love and appreciation and everything else I've asked for. So once we get this done, try to get it done tonight, because like I said, the veil is very thin. Tonight is an amazing time to release. We're asking our ancestors as well to help us with this, because, Samhain, Halloween, the Day of the Dead, it's all about our ancestors in our lives and how they're affected by the ones who have come before us. And they will help us. They will help you anytime you ask them to help you. And then, like I said, tomorrow I'm going to come back and we're going to do a manifestation ritual. And I'll explain that ritual to you. And I may even make some sort of graphic to post on all of my social media with an explanation of how the ritual will work. And then, like I said, I'll post one for this release ritual as well, so that you can use it at any time that you feel is appropriate. Tonight I didn't quite have enough time with trick-or-treating and everything else, so it's been kind of a crazy day. So I didn't quite have enough time. Like, I really wanted to get this done and started at 10 p.m., not 11 p.m., but we'll see what happens for tomorrow night. I do work until 10 p.m., so it will probably be 11 p.m. before I have a chance to get on for the live stream. Now, I do see a lot of people here. Hi, how are you? Sorry that this is shaking. I don't have my regular tripod. So now that I've explained the ritual, I do want to go ahead and do some mediumship readings, some psychic readings. So if you have any questions or if you would like to connect with any of your loved ones who have crossed over, go ahead and leave just their first name in the description below. I also need to know how long they've been crossed over. If it's anything less than like 6 months, it's a little bit more difficult to get a connection. Most of the time I can get a connection, but if they're still doing like their life review or they're not strong enough to communicate yet, then it's a little bit tougher. Another trick, just as this really helps me to get clear, concise messages, to keep the negativity out, to keep any negative energies out. When I do readings, you'll notice that I hold crystals. I fidget a lot because of ADHD and autism and everything else that I have. But in my receptive hand, whatever your receptive hand is, go ahead and use it. But my receptive hand, technically I'm ambidextrous. I can write with both hands and my toes. So it's a little bit different, but I do write primarily with my right hand, even though I can write with both. So I always hold a selenite in my right hand because that is your receptive hand. You're receiving through that hand. Selenite clears energy, it clears negativity, it clears everything. This is my own personal choice. I like to hold a labradorite in my left hand. And this is a labradorite palm stone. And I've just always been incredibly drawn to labradorite. And it does have some psychic enhancement qualities, but it's mostly because I like it. It's something that's comfortable to me. It helps me concentrate on what messages I'm receiving. Now, another good one for psychic abilities is amethyst. And of course, I can't think of any more right off the top of my head, but I know that sleeping with an amethyst under your pillow helps guard your dreams, especially if you have prophetic dreams. It helps protect those dreams quite a bit so that you're not having, anything negative coming in. So I'm not sure if I've seen any questions yet. I really am nervous about touching this because it keeps bouncing around. I just see, hi, how are you? I'm good, thank you. I hope you are as well. If you could go ahead and like and share, and if you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Like I said, it's been quite a while since I've done a live stream. I'm not always this awkward and maybe a little insecure. I normally have a whole lot more to say and I feel a lot more confident in myself, but this is a process that is restarting over years, and I plan on hopefully doing this a whole lot more. But like I said, don't be afraid to ask your questions. If you want a question answered, go ahead and let me know. Also, if you would like to connect to a loved one who has crossed over, go ahead and just leave their first name in the description box and how long they've been crossed over. And I suppose until we get questions, I can share information. I could share information about services that I offer, or I could share just general information. I do feel like without specific questions, general information is not something I could pick a topic, I suppose, but But as for me and what I offer as services, I do create items for people. Those are completely custom. So if you want to talk about some custom items, I will be posting a post about that so that you can see the items I make and offer, and you can choose to, maybe have a conversation with me about a custom creation for you. Most custom creations are a time-consuming process. Some process, in 2 weeks, some process in 2 months. It really depends on what you're ordering and how detailed it is, how much work I put into it. But yeah, like I said, for anybody who has just joined, if you would like to go ahead and ask any questions, let me know. I am doing psychic readings now that I have explained the ritual that I will be doing. I am going to only be live for a little bit longer. If you would like to go ahead and get a mediumship reading, go ahead and ask a question. I do have spirits kind of lining up, and maybe that's where I'll start, because this video will be played back, and I feel like those of you who are to get messages from what I have here will get them in the playback, or you'll find the live stream. But I am getting a lot of spirits stepping forward. And I'm sorry if you can hear my cat. She smells pizza. If you can hear her meowing, she is hungry and wants a treat. Those of you who have been with me for a very long time will remember her. It's my big fat black cat, Jinxie. Her sister was Onyx. They were twins, if you don't recall. I only have Jinxie still. We lost Onyx a couple years ago. And we have a new one we call Shithead. Because we honestly were not planning on keeping her. We found her, and we didn't plan on keeping her, but we did. And she's constantly getting into everything and being a pain in the butt. And my husband's trying to bring her over. Hi, Shithead. This is the Shithead. I know you want pizza. They smell it and they want it, but cat. I know you want pizza. They smell it and they want it, but cat. I know you want pizza. They smell it and they want it, but cat. I know you want pizza. They smell it and they want it. Alright, so my last live stream cut out in the middle of talking, but I feel like this is good because I changed the title to show that we're going to be doing live questions and answer sessions, because like I said in the last video, I'm getting a lot of spirit communication coming through for people who need to get their messages. What I will do, so I feel like I have a Mary on the other side for Jake, Jacob, or Jason. I feel like it's Jake on this side. She feels like she's crossed at least 2 or 3 years. She feels like an old soul, but she passed young. And when I say young, I don't mean like child age. I mean maybe late 20s, early 30s is what she appears to me as. So this is Mary for, I believe, Jake. Mary on the other side crossed over, Jake on this side. If this resonates with you, please let me know. She does have messages for you. Just in general, she does want to let you know that she is good on the other side, and she is bringing up golf and frogs. Don't know, but that is what she's bringing up. Hello, thank you for joining. If you have a question, go ahead and ask it in the box below, I will go ahead and try to answer that for you. If you are looking to connect with a lost loved one, the only thing I need is their first name and how long they've been crossed over. Somebody who's newly crossed over, say 6 months or less, is a little bit harder to connect to. So I like to make sure that they've been crossed over for a while. I will try if they're recently crossed over. Sometimes I get connections, sometimes I don't. It's just the luck of the draw. I will go ahead and continue with who I have coming through and who they're coming through for. Now, I won't always get names like I just had. Sometimes the only thing I will get is a like a description. I'll see them, I'll smell their perfume, I'll feel their energy. I have a Donald or Ronald coming through. He feels like he's probably 50 to 60, tall, slim-ish build. He is African American, no facial hair. He comes through for several people. Natasha and Tina, or something like Tina. I can't quite hear him. So I feel like these are his two daughters coming through for his two daughters. So now that I get that out of the way, he tells me wrong place, wrong time. So when Spirit tells me this, it's usually because they feel they were in the wrong place at the wrong time, that somehow something that they did caused their passing. I do believe that Ronald, I feel like he's confirming Ronald. I do feel like Ronald did pass because it was somebody else's actions. It was, I don't know if I'm allowed to say it. Somebody else took his life, we'll put it that way. He is showing me there was illegal activity happening. But it was, he's showing me because he's wrong place, wrong time. I feel like he was a passenger in a car. The other person, there was somebody driving him. Somebody he trusted enough, he says. It's not somebody that's a lifelong friend. It's not somebody that is family. It's somebody he trusted enough to bring him to this place. And things went sour. Things went bad. And he, I feel, primarily wants to apologize to his daughters, Natasha, Tina. If this resonates with you, like I said, the names aren't always right, but those are what I feel like I hear from him. Let me know, because he does have more information for you, important information. Because he says that it involves justice. So I'm not sure if his attackers have been brought to justice, but I feel he has information for you. And for any of you who aren't regular subscribers or don't know, primarily the last close to 30 years, yeah, I know. I don't look that old, but I started working in the medium field, helping solve cold cases, locate missing people, working on these types of cases when I was about 15 or 16. It's something I was a little bit obsessed with. I would research and figure out everything that I possibly could about stories I'd hear on the news and things like that. And I would contact anybody at all. I would constantly watching that show with John Walsh. I don't remember what it's called right now, America's Most Wanted, I think, or something like that. And I would obsessively ask my guides for information on any of these things. And I had a very high success rate working through on my own, working through my guides, getting information. So that is a lot of what I do in life, but I also provide general readings. I provide help for, relationships. I love working on relationships, especially when, it's like rocky and I can help both sides. I'm a life coach as well and a relationship coach, and I use my psychic gifts in those settings. So it's a bit different when you work with me. But if you're interested, just send me a message and I will let you know. Now, I do have more spirit coming through. I do have a new follower, Lynn. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate that. And like I said before, I am sorry about the bouncy camera. It's a new setup. I haven't done live streams in a very long time. To any of you who have joined, see, on YouTube, I can pin a comment where it says, this is what you have to do in order to get a reading. But until I figure that out, I am going to continue to say, if you would like to just ask a general questions, I will go ahead and ask that. If you have a loved one who has crossed over that you would like to connect to, please, I only just need their first name and how long they've been crossed over. So I'm going to try to scroll up and see if there's any questions that I missed while I was connecting to these few. Now, you are going to be able to watch this replay, so don't worry if you feel like maybe you had a message and you missed out. I've only connected with 2 spirits who have crossed over so far. I have a line about 20 or 30 deep. I see a lot of hellos. Hello back. Thank you so much for joining. No questions yet that I can see. If you did ask a question and I'm not seeing it, please just go ahead and type it back in. I will continue. All right, so Araceli, thank you for your question. Will I see Adrian again? Give me just a moment. I'm going to go ahead and connect to your guides and his guides. So this feels like instantly I get butterflies and it feels like new and exciting. So I feel like maybe this is a recent connection, something where it's just 1 or 2 dates. You're not sure where it's going. You both have the nerves going on, which is good. I feel like you both have those nerves. You both are still very interested. I feel like he is interested in you, and yes, you will see him again. So that was for Araceli about Adrian. Thank you so much for your question. I truly appreciate it. And I'm sorry if I murder your names. I really am. All right, so Stephanie Purdue, any feeling from Joyce? 6 years, my grandmother. Oh, 6 years crossed over, or Bill, 2 years. All right, so Stephanie, I will go ahead and see if I can call Joyce forward or Bill. Give me just a moment. Okay, so when Joyce comes through, the very first thing I get is, oh, she's such a sweet grandma. And then it's like, she's stubborn and like, push. She never, ever let you not strive for the best. And she wanted that for everybody. She always wanted the best for everybody. I feel like she pushed herself. She pushed her family, and she always wanted the best. She wanted the best life. And I feel like now that she's crossed over, now that she's on the other side, I feel like she was maybe religious too, because I just saw a Bible and like a rosary. But now that she's on the other side, she sees that maybe the push wasn't always necessary. It wasn't always something that she should have harped on you about, because life should be enjoyable. It's not about what you can achieve. It's about being happy. You know, success is great. Having a good life is great. But if you're not happy doing that, then it's not that important. So she does show me doves and butterflies. So I feel like the dove is coming through as a peace offering. She wants you to understand that if she ever pushed you too hard and you ever felt like it was harsh, she's sorry. It wasn't meant to be harsh. It was meant to give you the best life possible. And I feel like the butterflies, I'm seeing a butterfly tattoo. So I don't know if you got a butterfly tattoo or if somebody got a butterfly tattoo in memory of her, but she is showing me a butterfly tattoo. As far as Bill, I feel like Bill's there, but he's not quite coming forward for you. But I am pretty confident in the connection that I had with your grandmother. She was a beautiful soul. She's continued to be a beautiful soul. And she's definitely watching over you every step you make. So Stephanie, I hope that was helpful and I hope that resonated with you. You're welcome, Araceli. I always feel like, you're welcome, Stephanie. I always feel like I look like an idiot when I'm like scrolling through this because I can barely see it. No butterflies. You're welcome. Then, if she loved butterflies, I'm going to say maybe she wants you to get some sort of butterfly memorial, something in memoriam of her. Doesn't necessarily have to be butterflies. I feel like maybe it's just in memory of her. Karen Henley, any messages for you? So, when I do read, especially in this format, if it's in person, we're doing a mediumship reading or over the phone, that's different. I can connect to a whole bunch of past loved ones, bring them all forward for you. For this, I need a specific name. So if you want just like a general message from your higher self, from your spirit guides, awesome, let me know. If you just want like to reach out and see if a specific person on the other side is there still with you, I will go ahead and reach out to them specifically for you. Just let me know, Karen, and I am more than happy to help you. Dragonflies. You know, honestly, that could be what I saw. Like I said, messages aren't always as clear. And Karen, you also have a dragonfly tattoo in memory. That's cool. I have a dragonfly tattoo as well, but it's a combination of a couple of tattoos. I'm a domestic violence survivor. I work a lot and advocate a lot in that community. So I have like the infinity for that. And then I also have a semicolon right underneath it. So it makes a or a dragonfly. And then my semicolon's for PTSD. You're not going to be able to see it at all. It's like very light. It needs to be redone. But it looks like a dragonfly all put together. All right, so Karen, you are asking for your dad, Ron. All right, so give me just a moment. I'll see if I can call him forward for you. So I smell diesel, not gas, diesel. There's a very distinct smell between the two of them. So I don't know if that means that he worked like was a trucker or worked with farm equipment or was a mechanic of some sort, or if he just really liked that type of stuff like trucks and things like that. But it's a very distinct diesel smell when I connect to him. He is also showing me coveralls, so maybe he was a mechanic or worked with his hands. This feels more like a weekend kind of thing, not necessarily in his job. It's like something he enjoyed doing in his free time. I'm going to scroll through and see if I can see anything that resonates. So does that resonate with you, Karen? That way I know if I'm connected to your father. So I'm not sure. It feels like it should be the right connection, but I'm also not getting a message from Karen. So I'm just going to continue with the messages I'm receiving. It could be what I'm seeing is he just really enjoyed, because he's showing me like car races and things. So I'm not sure if that resonates. Okay. It could be I'm connecting with somebody else. I'll come back to you, Karen, if I have time. Mad City Deals, you want to connect to Michael. When I connect to Spirit, I like to know how long they've been crossed over. Karen, if your father was recently crossed, that could be the issue with why I'm not getting great connection either. But I do feel like he crossed when you were younger. So not necessarily a child, but when you were younger. But as far as you go, Mad City Deals, I'm going to go ahead and try to pull Michael forward for you and see what I can see for you. I don't feel like I'm going to be able to get a connection for you. It may be the name issue because it's like your business name. I'm not getting a connection with you. I work primarily with pictures of people and names. So even your own name, not having your name, is an issue for me. So if you wanted to let me know what your name is, how long Michael's been crossed, I can go ahead and retry for you. All right. All right, so Mad City Deals, Nicole. It's nice to meet you. He's been gone for about 2 years. All right, go. Let me go ahead and try again since I have your first name. Can connect to your energy a little bit better. So give me a moment. So Michael. So is it possible, Nicole, that the person that I connected to just previously to you asking your question is who you are trying to reach? Does any of the information about smelling diesel, working on cars, car racing, liking big machinery, working on a farm, anything that would have to do with the smell of diesel and coveralls, does that resonate with Michael? Because I'm not getting any more information than that. I'm trying to clear that information and it continues to get stuck in my head. So Mad City Deals, we say yes, cars and racing. Okay. So I apologize, Karen. It's very possible that I was connecting to Nicole's lost loved one. I will go ahead and try yours again. Let me go ahead and finish with Nicole. All right, so Nicole, cars and racing makes sense. So let's go ahead and continue. What messages do you want me to bring forth? So he presents a rose to you, but he smells it first, smiles, and then gives it to you so that you can smell it. It's not a, I mean, it's a love offering, but it's not a maybe romantic love offering. It's an experience. He wants you to experience the smell of the rose. He wants you to experience the color and the feel and the just everything about the rose before he hands it off to you. I feel as though this is his way of really engrossing you in this gift that he's giving you. He wants you to open up and pay attention to his signs that he sends you. Do you sometimes smell roses, or do you really enjoy roses? Do you garden or work with flowers? You like flowers and have worked with them. Okay, so you know the love of flowers, and you know the experience of smelling them and how beautiful they are, and what he's describing to me. Okay, so let me see if there's more. So he does apologize like profusely for the way that he passed. Usually when this happens, it's somebody who's been sick and didn't let you know, somebody who didn't go to the doctor when you asked them to and they passed away, somebody who's driving recklessly and caused a car accident that caused them to lose their life. He's not taking responsibility for it. He's not taking, he says his actions, like, they weren't self-inflicted. So I feel as though he didn't want you to call the ambulance. So did you delay? He really is very apologetic about it. So he doesn't want. So did you delay? He really is very apologetic about it. So he doesn't want. So did you delay? He really is very apologetic about it. So he doesn't want. So did you delay? He really is very apologetic about it. So he doesn't want you, though, to hold on to that. He doesn't want you to. Really is very apologetic about it. So he doesn't want you, though, to hold on to that. He doesn't want you to. Really is very apologetic about it. So he doesn't want you, though, to hold on to that. He doesn't want you to. I'm going to turn off the effects because I keep dropping the live, and see if that helps. I'm not quite sure why this keeps dropping, so I do hope. All right, I do see you, Nicole. Thank you so much for coming back. I'm sorry, that's the second time I've dropped my live tonight. All right, so I need to bring him back. Give me just one moment. Okay, so I was talking about how he's very apologetic for what happened, and you had told me that he didn't want you to call the ambulance, and I had asked if you had delayed calling the ambulance and maybe feel some guilt about that. He doesn't want you to feel guilt. He doesn't want you to be incredibly upset about what had happened and the actions that, the course of the day. Don't dwell on it. I feel like he shows me you ruminate on it. You go over it and over and over it in your head, and you maybe punish yourself a little bit for not calling right away. He tells me he was already too far. It was there wasn't any stopping what was happening. Yes, he was stubborn about it. Yes, he was adamant that he was okay, that nothing was wrong, etc., etc. But he also knows now that he is on the other side that there was nothing that you could have done. Don't blame yourself for what happened. Remember, the good times and the happiness that the two of you shared. I know it's tough, like, especially when you have this gut feeling and you just know you need to do something, and the person's like, no, I'm fine. So I get it. I really do. Yeah, I know. He was your best friend. And he still is. I feel like as humans, we forget that they're still with us. Their energy, their soul, it's still here. We can still connect to it. Especially in the dark times, they really truly try to like engross us, envelop us with love and light from the other side when we're having a hard, difficult time. He just doesn't want you to get stuck in the grief. So he is also showing me, is it close to the anniversary of his passing, or maybe his birthday, or did he have kids and it's one of their birthdays coming up? Because I feel as though he's making a point of a special day. There's a special day coming up. Birthday. Okay. Yeah. He's kind of funny. He's like, celebrate the hell out of it. And he, like in those exact words. And I feel like he really just wants you to be happy and to remember the good times. He doesn't like seeing you sad. So yeah, celebrate the hell out of it, November 17th. All right. Celebrate the hell out of it. And know that he'll be right there with you every second. All right. So I feel like, I mean, I could go on forever. He's got amazing energy, and I understand why you are so hurt by losing him. He was your best friend, and I get it. I feel it. But I do want to move on to some other questions that we have here. You're welcome. All right. So I have Araceli. I'm sorry, I don't remember your grandmother's name. I know you said it in the last chat, but I lost the chat when the live stream froze. And then Stephanie, you want to know if there's any general energy from your spirit guides. All right. So for Stephanie, when I connect to your spirit guides, I'm not seeing any red flags. They're not giving me any cautions. I feel like, oof. So I feel like you've actually had like 2 big bumps in like your relationship sector this year, and then another bump in your work, which kind of correlated with the relationship bumps, and it made you feel like things were just completely falling apart. But they show me these bumps, and I don't know if you're a nurse or, because it's like literally on like the heart rate thing that they're showing it to me, but they're showing me these 2 bumps and no other bump, and then smooth. So I feel like, and even though it's smooth on on a heart rate, it doesn't mean that there's death. Okay, but it shows me that things are smoothing out. Things are going to be a lot easier. I'm hearing that, not only in 2025, but the next couple months in 2024 are going to be a sigh of relief for you. They're going to feel really, really good for you. And then 2025 is going to be great. Just in general, I know that 2025 is going to be really good for the economy, and, the housing market, and the inflation is going to go down and everything. It's going to be really good. And that sort of energy is going to bring about happier energy as a collective, and we're all going to start feeling a lot better. So no red flags in any of the sectors. The bumps that you had in the road, you were a rock star, you handled them, you're getting over everything, and it's smooth sailing, at least for, the next 2 months into next year, and probably for all of 2025. I don't see it being as bad as, 2020, 21, 22. The last like 5 or 6 years seem to sort of be really tough in your life, and 2025 feels really easy and like a breath of fresh air. All right, Araceli was Martha's your grandmother. All right, give me just a moment. So I don't know what I'm seeing with her is just, this is a stereotype. This is not at all who she probably was. But what I'm seeing is when you watch, like, what is that one movie? I don't know, like the old Italian Greek grandmothers who were like, eat some more, eat some more. You need to eat some more. And that's like the stereotype, the energy I'm getting from her is she was constantly making sure that everybody was all right. And I feel like food was a big part of that. Big family gatherings, she always put family first. Did she like to cook and bake? Is that why she keeps bringing food? Oh, Stephanie, I'm so sorry. Yeah, the last 7 years bad. Several big deaths, miscarriage, lost job, depression. I'm so sorry. I really feel like the next few years are going to be good for you. You don't know anything about her. Okay. So I do feel like, maybe if you ask your mom or some other relatives about her, they would probably say that she has that big, warm energy of like the typical Italian or Greek grandmother who wants you throw the plates in the kitchen and you fill your bellies with food. She has really good energy, and I feel like there's like almost a carbon copy of her already. Not necessarily like she is reincarnated, but there's a grandchild or a great grandchild or a great great grandchild. I'm not sure how far it goes in the lineage, but that's like a carbon copy of her. And you may hear from other relatives that she's like exactly like grandma was. And she loves that. And I feel like she has like encourage that from the other side to have that energy in this relative. Again, thank you all very much for joining me tonight. It was fun. I'm glad I took the time to come out and do a live stream for the Samhain Halloween holiday. And I'll be back tomorrow for the 111 portal manifestation. Remember to get rid of all your negativity tonight so that we can invite all of those beautiful energies tomorrow to help us manifest our dreams. Much love and light to all of you. Good night.